Hello Jacob. Let me first say a big thank you for raising a couple of salient points in your last video. Atheism is the biggest threat to humanity. The clue, of course, is in the title, humanity. Humanism, which encompasses both atheism and agnosticism, is probably the life stance that is 100% focused on improving life for both ourselves and those around us. So what is humanism, and what do humanists believe? You'll find some links to the BHA on the right, which I'll glean a lot of content today. Humanism is an approach to life based on humanity and reason. Humanists recognise that moral values are properly founded on human nature and experience alone. Our decisions are based on available evidence and our assessment of the outcome of our actions, not on any sacred dogma or text. Humanism encompasses atheism and agnosticism, but is an active and ethical philosophy, far greater than these negative responses to religion. Humanists believe in the individual right and freedoms, but believe that the individual responsibility, social cooperation and mutual respect are just as important. Humanists believe that people can and will continue to find solutions to the world's problems so that quality of life can be improved for everyone. Humanists are positive, gaining inspiration from our lives, art and culture, and a rich natural world. Humanists believe that we have only one life. It is our responsibility to make it a good life and to live it to the full. So you'll tend to find humanists debating what is right and wrong, what is ethical and unethical, how we treat others and how we would like to be treated, to a far greater extent than most. Human rights are by definition one of our primary concerns, and you might find us, for example, buying only fair trade coffee and chocolate, if at all possible. I don't know if you can see on there. Fair trade, decaffeinated. Green and Black's chocolate. Fair trade. Cafe Direct. Fair trade. Big letters on the front. You'll find us weighing up the human rights of a child, for example, declining treatment, against the human rights of a parent or adult to make decisions in the best interests of that child. As I've mentioned, humanists believe in individual rights and freedoms, and one of the things we believe in is tolerance and ethical demand that everyone should respect everyone else's rights and liberties. Now, I think this is where I hope to answer your confusion over what motivates humanists, atheists, to disprove the existence of God. Organised religions, including Christianity, have a rather poor record on human rights and freedoms. Historically and today, they treat heretics and people of other or no faith badly, tend to relegate women to low status, have little regard for freedom of speech, discriminate against homosexuals, and kill and threaten doctors who perform abortions. Just the other day, I was listening to a gay and very brave young lady who turned to the church in desperation. But she talked about the damage that the church did to her, on top of the violence and abuse that she'd already suffered. In fact, in the 18th century in Britain, arguably the Christian heyday, human rights were so poor that Captain Thomas Conran established a hospital for the maintenance and education of exposed and deserted children because he was so horrified at the huge number of deserted illegitimate children in London. The Foundling Museum in London tells about it today. According to research published in the Journal of Religion and Society in September 2005, there is a strong relationship between high levels of religious belief in a society and high murder rates, abortion, sexual promiscuity and suicide. Not only do religions restrict the rights of their followers, but they seek to restrict the rights of non-believers too. Religious groups try to seek exemptions from human rights and anti-discrimination legislation even today. There's a couple of links on the right. So, my friend, I'm sorry to disappoint you perhaps, but I've absolutely no fear whatsoever of going to hell, and absolutely no hope of going to heaven either. My kindest and most sincere regards. King size.